Outlaws do advocates, we speak the truth. Got a mic in our hand, yeah, we're breaking loose.
Jesse's feeling it tonight.
Breaking glass roofs, we're telling our stories and dropping mad truth. Yo, it's George, Jesse, and Jeremy on the mic. 3 outlaws on a mission, man, it feels
Come on,
so
Jesse,
right.
feel it.
We were doing hard
Yeah.
time, now we're dropping.
All right, guys. Outlaws to Advocates, welcome. Super happy tonight. Got a rock star, Colby Love, in the house.
Here I am.
Huge mentor to me, the person who kind of showed me how to reentry on this side of the fence. Since I was incarcerated, came in, taught classes. My name's George Nolan, reentry recovery advocate. Really, really excited for this podcast. Really excited.
And I think it started on the inside, first of all. But go ahead, introduce your people.
100%.
Okay.
Jesse, go ahead.
Same here, Jesse Messer, recovery reentry advocate. Super excited.
Pass.
Pass. Duck, duck, goose.
She 12-stepped it.
Jeremy Shaw, recovery advocate. Couldn't say anything more about our guest tonight. We're going to let her speak for herself.
Cool. I'm Colby Love. I'm also a recovery advocate
Absolutely.
and a previously justice-involved individual who lived in a gated community
Nice.
for 7 years and now gets the honor and the privilege to go back inside to help guys like you.
Absolutely. We fucking need it, dude.
Yeah. And now here we are, fast forward 8 months. How long have you been out?
April 9th will be a year, man.
Wow, it went fast.
11 months
Yeah, it went
out.
fast.
But we're
Yeah.
sitting in your house with your friends, well, my friends too.
Yeah,
But like your stuff that you acquired with God's help
absolutely.
on the other side, just shy of a year of being out of prison.
Pretty amazing.
That's real amazing.
You know who told me I could do that when I was locked up?
Who's that?
You did.
Yeah.
Colby gave me the world's simplest fucking advice, and I didn't believe her. I was like, whatever, dude. She said, bro, all you got to fucking do is stay sober.
Yeah.
Stay sober, hang out with the right people. That's it.
That's it.
I went over her house just, I don't know, right after I just gotten out. I was still driving that Kia with 300,000 miles the jury gave me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm grateful for it. It was
We
just-
love Jerry.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Freebird.
Absolutely. That car's still fucking running. I drove that over to Colby's house, and she's like, I got to see Boo's old motorcycle because he got a new one now.
Yeah.
You know, the house and this, and Colby's like, man, you can have all this. Literally, all you have to do is stay sober. And I'm like, no, because I know what my life looked like only in my addiction. I didn't have a life outside here sober and doing cool stuff. And I was just like, yeah, right. It's going to be way fucking harder than that. And 11 months later,
Here we are
all I had to do was stay sober
with a dog,
with a dog.
a chick,
Yeah.
friends,
Absolutely.
separate bathrooms, a boom boom room. I mean, like you can't beat the
Thunderdome, bro.
Thunderdome. I'm sorry.
Don't forget the homemade macaroni and cheese.
Oh my
And
god!
Oh, yeah,
homemade
barbecue
mac-
sauce,
Cut up strawberries.
I'm
She's like,
saying.
"Here, you want strawberries?"
Yeah.
banana protein muffins.
We're like, "Will you feed it to us too?" And she's like, "Sure. This is great."
Yeah, I definitely got a good one and a good life, and literally, you and Boo. Well, actually, it was you at first. I didn't even meet Boo until I got out of prison. But I remember going through all that shit trying to get you into fucking prison.
Oh my god!
Oh, it
yes.
was such a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And we finally got you in there, and you know, you do your class. You were with a different agency there, a different organization, then. But you guys would do your group, and we get that little 5 minutes at the end to kind of chop it up.
Yeah.
And just that little touch of just real talk, like humanity, not necessarily recovery focused or whatever, just a little chance to bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And that was like my favorite time of the month or whatever, however often you were coming in, just that little couple of minutes talking to Colby about what she's like, man, that's fucking this, it's that. It was just, it was really cool. And I idolize you guys, man.
And I want to point out what that was. All that is one addict helping another.
Yeah.
So no matter how you want to look at it, it's just one addict helping another,
Absolutely.
talking about sobriety, which is kind of what we're doing right now.
Yep.
4 addicts
Shocker.
helping some others.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it astounds me because I'm going to include all of us in this conversation. We were never ever supposed to succeed,
Right.
We were never ever supposed to be happy, even, right? And that's what I tell the guys when I go into prisons when I'm by myself. Like, I'm not the only fucking one. I'm not some weirdo who just got lucky. I'm an idiot who works my ass off,
Yeah.
does the next right thing, and stays sober. And guess what? So do all my idiot friends. And they're crushing life,
Yeah.
right? And it's so beautiful. It's such an awesome thing to be a part of, and to have remember you coming in and talking about your story, and one thing that focused me when I first got out, because I was in a shitty halfway house, you know, the steps that we have to take, right? So I was going through those motions, and on those days where I was like, man, this kind of sucks. I'm like, man, fucking Colby was riding a bicycle to go sell cars. Or what your story was, you were riding a bicycle 7 miles a day when you first got out. Yeah. Now you live a great fucking life.
Yeah.
I'm like, so all I got to do is keep doing the next right thing, and I'll be out of the shitty halfway house. And it's just having that, the power of another addict's story, right, helps you get through those hard moments. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us about you and what you do for everybody fucking knows you, but for the people that don't, tell us what you do.
So my name is Colby Love. My sober date is March 1st, 2011. And what I do is I help people. I am a peoplepreneur. I wear a couple different hats. How are we going to play this one?
Animals.
I help everybody's animal. I started a nonprofit about a year ago where I house people's animals while they go to treatment. Professionally, I guide people to treatment. And then personally, I sponsor a bunch of females, and I am at a 12-step meeting every day of the week. I'm currently on my 16th time through my steps. It's a lifestyle for me. But so to the community, I'm Colby Love, and I am like a sober magician, and I can help anybody, anywhere, anytime.
No.
I mean, that's not really the truth, but that's what Facebook seems to think.
That's been my experience. That's been my experience fucking with you.
And that was one of the privileges I got to witness when I got out. Is like, you would be there to pick them up from county jail and then watch them get their first year chip.
Yeah.
You just don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You taught me how to not stop.
I like that stuff.
Yeah. I love that stuff too.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for teaching all of us.
Yeah.
You know.
I did what other people did for me. So some people are familiar with Rhonda Wright. So I Rhonda Wright did this. So people tell me that I'm their Rhonda Wright. So it's kind of like the same thing. So, she's just super involved in, maybe not anymore, but she was really super involved with like going into H&Is and helping a lot of people. And that's kind of like the same type deal, I guess.
No.
Well, she used to show up to the meetings in county jail.
She came to the jail, brought in an H&I meeting while I was a prisoner.
Yeah.
They were holding me against my will, Jeremy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. And then 7 years later, you run into her at a meeting.
Yeah. At a camp out.
Yeah.
After my mom overdosed.
Like running into like Yoda.
Yeah, and I was really excited.
Yeah.
And it was great and magical. And then she was able to be in my wedding. Like, how cool is that? And now I get to have her granddaughter stay weekends with me because I'm her person. I'm her granddaughter's person. Because her granddaughter just doesn't have a person. So I get to be that. How cool is that?
It's a lot of hats.
Yeah. Recovery does that.
Oh, absolutely it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely it does. That's so awesome. And the message you bring, because I heard you speak I wasn't there, but you sent me a video from Sweden. And I got to hear that. And I've also seen you speak in the prison. And I've also seen you speak at an actual meeting. And for better or for worse, doesn't matter what your audience is, you are the same fucking person all the time. And it's just, it's awesome to watch. And it's so believable because it's just true.
Yeah.
You know, you're not cutting any corners. You're not editing anything out. You're just talking about what it looked like. Some of it's funny, some of it's sad, and it's such a believable and touching and heartfelt story. And I think honestly that's where you're my go-to for if you're not my last resort, but if I'm struggling with somebody, I'm like, okay, if I can't figure this out, let me call Colby. I know she can figure it out.
Yeah.
And it always gets figured out, and that's great, that you're able to do that. But your magic is your connection, right? The way you make people feel when they're around you. That's what I think.
Except for the other day, I got a phone call from a female, and she said, George told me to call you. I need a ride to my psych appointment. I said, George told you to call me? She said, yeah. I said, well, I don't really have time. Well, where are you? And she's like, I'm in Glendale. I'm like, oh, I'm in Mesa. Where's the appointment? And then she told me where the appointment was, and it was in like 20 minutes. I'm like, tell George. I said, call George back. Tell George that I don't have time to drive anybody today.
Yes.
And so then anyways, but she was supposed to be asking me for detox referrals, but she wanted to get to her appointment. So
Yeah, that's one of those things and everybody at this fucking table and most of the people listening know this stuff. When you're working with someone and moving towards treatment, the truth can get a little messy.
yes.
And so it was supposed to be her going to detox and 30-day res. Somehow it turned into a probation appointment for a mental health review and whatever. And
She wanted a ride.
she wanted all this stuff. Yeah, but we ended up getting her into a detox. So
good.
it ended up working out good. But it just, you know how it is. It takes a little while to get to the truth sometimes.
I do know.
And so, yeah,
Yeah, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from you in dealing with like this whole fentanyl thing, which was new to me coming out of prison, was how patient we have to be and that it's okay to follow him. Like I have a guy for 3 years now that's been calling me, right? And every time he calls me when he's drunk and every time he wants somebody to listen to because he has no one left, right? You taught me that.
Yeah. And you're a very good listener.
No.
Yes, you are. Or you'll stay on the phone and listen. I cut them off and I'm to the point. Like, listen, what do you want? But you listen. You're very empathetic and you're a good friend.
I love you.
I love you too.
aw, that's the sweet side of Colby Love.
Yeah.
Well, the
Sweet
sweet
side.
side of Colby Love, man, is that she's a reflection of how, like relationships are built in recovery. Right?
Yeah.
And during the midst of my struggles in relationship, it was his guidance, your husband's guidance, and your love that really taught me how to do this thing and know what my expectations are, right? And target those expectations and then live up to them, right? You saved my marriage. You saved my life. You're more than what everybody thinks of you.
Oh, he's sweet.
That's
I'm getting a cavity. Stop it.
It's the truth. You want the truth? I'll give you the truth.
that's pretty awesome, man. And it's cool to impact people like that, right?
Yeah.
You hear that stuff pretty often, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was going to hold it in tonight, too. I wasn't going to say any of that shit.
You haven't held it in yet.
I'm a sap, dude.
I'm glad you're sharing it.
It's funny. You always say this, too. You're like, yeah, when I was new in recovery, man, I just couldn't help but cry. I was talking about driver's license. I was crying.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I must have smoked so much crack and I'm so emotionally dysregulated that I just learned to manage it and live in recovery.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, holding that shit in, we know what fucking happens with that shit.
Yeah.
That never pans out well. So
I think I've held that in for a long time. That's why it just came out.
I'm glad that you said it.
Absolutely.
In front
Public
of
knowledge.
the world. Yep, it's public
Boo, we
knowledge
love
now.
you.
Yeah.
it's public
Big
knowledge.
hearts.
Who's off camera babysitting your grandson?
My grandson, yeah.
Yeah.
My 24-year-old daughter made me a grandma.
Congratulations.
Really cool because I walked out on those kids for 14 years. I left them when they were 3 and 5. My addiction took over. Came out here to Arizona on vacation in 2005. Ran the streets for 5 years. Did a whole bunch of meth and a bunch of butt rockets. Smoked some crack.
Dangerous. I
Just-
know. Just look at you and I know just
dangerous.
dangerous. Just dangerous.
That's the old Colby Love. And ended up in prison, and it saved my life. But it's because God knows exactly what he's doing, and I was running amok, and God had a plan for me, and it's not to do what I thought. So he picked me up, put me in county jail for 10 months, and then sent me to prison so I could get this thing. And now I got it, and I use it to help other people.
It's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad you said something there because I wanted to tell a story, and I'm going to be kind of generic with the story part. But you said a term there, the butt rockets.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm not going to say where, but we were at an event somewhere. And I told Colby, I said, hey, you might want to be easy on this one just because of who's around. She's like, oh, yeah, no problem. Got you. She goes up there within 30 seconds. She's talking about butt rockets. And I'm like,
Part of the story.
Yeah.
that's her easy.
And that is easy. Yeah. And that's not, no swearing. It's just, and it is a thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know, Mel. But grandma butt rockets, and I'm breaking into houses.
Yeah.
I'm waking up in handcuffs. It's just
Yeah.
it's a
Kristen
sick,
Day
it's a
said
sick
Colby's
disease.
the reason we're all connected. Angela Lopez said Ron Uncut. Marlo Starr said thank you, Colby. Holly Williams got my doggy spayed for me over at the veteran stand down for free.
Holly Williams actually got my daughter into PetSmart. So my other daughter, not the one that made me a grandma, but my other daughter, when she came back into my life at 16, needed her first job out here. And she showed an interest in animals.
Yep.
We've always loved animals. And Holly said, hey, let me get your daughter a job over at PetSmart with me. She can be a groomer. And
nice.
My daughter went there. She didn't really want to do the grooming. She decided to become an associate, but my daughter is now some type of assistant manager, some type of manager at a PetSmart over by where we bought a house on Hampton. She gets us 20% off all the dog food, and it's all thanks to Holly. So thank you, Holly.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal for you, right?
Yeah.
She's awesome. We're at the veteran stand down. I'm a veteran, obviously, but I was working, and she comes over. She's like, "Oh yeah, your dog, and come see the animal side. Colby's dog." 'Cause I didn't even know you were going to be there. I should have known, but I didn't. She's like, "Colby's over there." I'm like, "Cool,
George. I'm everywhere.
Fucking everywhere."
Okay,
dude.
just know that.
You make me look like I'm moving in slow
Welcome out
motion,
to the
dude.
free world, and I am everywhere.
And you can actually call you. You don't have to send an email to you.
Yeah. Let's talk about that story. But go ahead, do Holly.
So Holly comes over and she's like, "Come see the pets." And we go over there. And I've heard about the veteran stand down. They do this, they do that, they do a bunch of stuff. But they were doing everything from warrant quashing to getting your dog spayed for free. I got my dog spayed and chipped and whatever didn't cost me a dime.
That's cool.
And now she's all healed up. She's all healed up now and running around like crazy. Still can't hear for shit, but
Digs up rocks.
yeah, digs up rocks.
I saw that when I got here. There's holes. I'm like, this is the right spot.
I put her
There's
outside
holes.
for 30 seconds, dude, and she went fucking nuts.
Yeah, dogs do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nuts.
They dig holes.
Nuts. So when I first got out of prison, the whole guy girl thing, recovery stuff, it's better females, men with men, all that stuff. Well, this is kind of a weird situation. I pull up to a McDonald's on like 7th Street and McDowell, and I see these little girls kicking the shit out of this other little girl at a bus stop. So I'm like, hey, the girls take off. This little girl takes off running. And I just feel bad for her, but it's also an awkward situation because I'm some tattooed dude who just got on parole.
Yeah.
I don't know how old this girl is.
Messing with the little girl at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be a thing.
I know what my heart is. Let me just do the right thing. So I go over there. I'm like, listen, do you want to ride out of here? And I was like, you're safe with me, but if you don't, I get it. She's like, give me your phone. She's all upset. I'm all, definitely not giving you my phone, dude. I said, but if you want to ride, I'll give you a ride home. But she gets in the car, and I'm like, here's the deal. I got a friend, Colby Love. If you want to email her, she can support you, help you, whatever that looks like. I don't know what you got going on, but it's probably not great. She's like, yeah, okay. So I give her Colby's email information because I'm so used to emailing her because I was in fucking prison. I call Colby. I'm like, hey, I met this little girl. She might call you for some help. And she's all, you give her my number? I'm like, no, I give you your email. She's like, bro, you're in the fucking streets.
We don't give out emails out here, George. We give out phone numbers.
I'm acclimating, man. I'm acclimating. But yeah, that was definitely a weird morning, but
It was funny.
something goes south, you can call Colby
Yeah, or you could just email me.
or you can email her.
I'll get to it in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you what, though, at one point in time, me and you got a lot accomplished through email.
Yeah, no, we did.
We absolutely did. I remember Colby asked me when she's like, hey, can you call me in like 20 minutes? I'm like, bro, I'm in prison. He's like, yeah, I know. I was just saying.
Just checking.
That's pretty awesome. So what would you say to someone who's newish into recovery, not feeling so great? Because, it's fucking hard, man. You gave up your number one coping skill. Everything kind of sucks. You're barely getting back on your feet. What's your words to that person?
So here's what I would say. You have to find your tribe. You have to find your people. You have to find where you fit in. My suggestion, because I'm a 12-stepper and I believe in 12-step meetings, and I'm not here to pitch any A, okay? So whatever. But I would suggest if you just got out of treatment or you just getting sober, or you just got out of prison or just got out of whatever addiction into sobriety, go to 3 meetings a day, go to all different fellowships, find your people. Don't just go to the meetings and get there early and stay there late and do the extracurricular activities. Go to the conventions, go to bowling, go when they say they're going to go eat, go to ice cream, go to all the weird shit and find the people that you fit with and and do that. So stay sober. Don't get high no matter what. Don't drink no matter what. Get a sponsor, utilize that person, get in the step work, and find your people. That's everybody wants to fit in. Like that's why we get high and that's why we drink, is because we're not comfortable in our own skin. Sure. So it's really important when you get sober, and getting sober sucks. You're again not comfortable in your own skin.
And you'll tell yourself you don't fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll eat you up.
For sure. And especially if you just did a bunch of prison time too, because that's a whole mind fuck in itself. So you just have to find where you fit and figure out what service makes you feel good. Like I like public speaking. He likes public speaking. Some people don't like that. So maybe you're more of like a greeter. Maybe you're more of doing the chairs or whatever. But like you have to find what makes you feel good. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, to piggyback on that just a little bit, I have this conversation with a lot of guys all the time. And when I'm having a heart-to-heart with somebody and maybe they might be thinking about maybe wanting to change, one of the things that I like to ask people is, are you happy with your life the way that it is? And a lot of times they're going to tell you no. And that's when I ask them, well, do you want to change it? And if they say yes, I remind them of something that a volunteer said when they were in prison, when I was in prison. You know, one of the volunteers that brought an AA meeting into the prisons came in, he had like 30-something years. And one of my friends asked him, you know, how the fuck do you get 30-something years? And he said, doing things I didn't want to do. And that's a lot of times the story that I'll tell, and I'll ask these people, you know, are you willing to do things that you don't want to do? Because I know for me, my entire life, I did whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted.
That's right.
Because I wanted. I didn't care what effect it had on others. I didn't care what effect it had on myself. I didn't care about the future. I didn't care about my freedom. I didn't care about anything but what I wanted at that time. And one of the things that I've learned in recovery is that I have to completely do the opposite of everything that I've ever done. And I've tried to get sober so many times in my life. And I've learned that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And a lot of my success, like Colby said, is based on the people that I associate me with, based on the people that I associate with, but it's also based on me willing to do things that I don't necessarily want to do. And I have to accept the fact that if I'm not willing to do things that I don't want to do, then I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my recovery is based on this. You know, I'm going to use again. My truth is that I will get high again. It's not a matter of if, it's when. If I don't do something different, if I don't stay connected to something stronger than myself, I'm going to use. It's that serious. And if I use everything in my life is going to be destroyed. You know, my biggest fear is that, you know, I'm going to die in a prison. Yeah, I'm going to die in prison alone. And, you know, just slowly but surely, my family's going to die off. My friends are going to die off. And I'm going to be one of these old guys in there wishing that he would have done something different, never being able to get out. You know, and for me, that was a reality. You know, that was the direction that I was going. And the thing is, it's like, when you see people that have actually been there, that have been able to overcome this, it inspires hope. You know, that's why people like us that do this work, it's so important, because I never thought that I could get sober. You know, my family never thought that I could get sober. It was something that was just so far from the realm of even a possibility. I mean, I was the person that you would bet all of your money on, you would bet your entire inheritance on, that I'd be a junkie for the rest of my life. That was my truth. And I'm a fucking miracle right now. Yeah. And the majority of it is doing things that I don't want to do because I know that I have to and my life depends on it.
Awesome. I remember we were at work when Jesse and I worked together. We used to work together, and somebody at work was talking about like the cool stuff we were doing, and like, oh, it's great you're doing this. Jesse's like, dude, just the fact that we're not fucking high right now, that's the miracle. Yeah. All this other stuff is just kind of a bonus, but just the fact that we're not using right now. Remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is though. It's a miracle that the four of us, well, five.
Yeah.
Well,
six.
Yeah. Are not loaded right now.
Yeah.
You know, and like actually have money in our bank accounts and all that. It's,
and that immediate family member isn't sitting in somebody else's lap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or sitting in a trap house. You know, for so many years, I took so many things for granted. You know, we were talking the other day, just being able to get a glass of milk when you wanted out of the fridge, being able to go eat a hamburger,
I'm lactose intolerant.
a carne asada burrito,
Instantly.
Me too.
whatever the case may be, being able to go get what you want when you want.
I accidentally shit my pants in prison
I don't want milk.
because they gave me an 8-ounce milk.
Wow.
Oh my God. And it's whole milk too, the red one, right?
Oh, yeah. Out on the red field, sitting
I
on
would
a
have
metal
hated to be
bench.
your. I would have hated to be your neighbor.
Sitting on a metal bench, farted. It was like 115 out.
No, it was at your bunk farting.
Literally,
Your neighbors hated
my
you.
eyes wide open.
Under the blanket.
The whole run stunk.
So just for everybody that doesn't know, Colby's grandson's here, and that's probably the noise you hear in the background.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a part of the.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. We're welcome. It's a blessing. It's so great to be in a house and hear a kid make a whole bunch of fucking noise.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. You know what else is cool? I want to give a shout out to Kristen Day. Like watching Kristen, like I'm just thinking.
She is the light of Phoenix, man. She
I know.
is
And
so cool.
she's like going after her dreams and like she's marking off all the things that she wanted to do. And like she has this amazing husband that like supports her and she's like modeling and she, you know, and like when you hang out with her, she's just a regular girl. We take a meeting into the jails on Sunday and we talk about life stuff. And she's just
so connected.
yeah. And she's like killing it though, because she's doing what she wants to do. She's doing what makes her happy.
Yeah.
All these things that she's always wanted to do, but was maybe too insecure or too whatever. But now that she has a higher power guiding her, she don't give a
Fucking
she's
rock,
just
rocking
doing it all.
huh?
Yeah. So shout out to you, Kristen Day.
Absolutely.
I love watching you.
Kristen's on here. She said, I love you guys. Catherine you probably know her from the Eris Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catherine's on here. Ann Portillo. Oh, Justin Cobb said, thank you for bringing, because that was after I got out. I guess you started bringing meetings in the Phoenix West.
Yeah.
And I kind of forget about that because that wasn't a part of
Oh yeah.
my story when I was there, you know?
We go in there Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
In there if you want.
Okay.
But
Cool.
he said, thank you for bringing the meetings in there. And he's doing great. He's out there selling roofs and doing really, really well. And he said, thank you for bringing the meetings in.
Hopefully going to meetings still.
Speaking of meetings too,
Justin,
like,
you better go to meetings. You heard it here.
Yeah, you heard it here first and second.
speaking of going to meetings too, Jesse and I had about a meeting every day talking about what we were going to do and be where we were going to be at every day.
And look at you guys now.
I probably wouldn't be here without those long conversations. That literally somebody would sit down and find out what's going on real quick and they just take off.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are talking about the future? I'm out of here.
Talking about something positive. Get out of here.
Oh, you guys give a shit about your life?
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
lames.
No, it's lanes.
Lanes. Fucking lanes.
Yeah. Get it right.
Yeah, it's so funny they misspelled it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember long conversations with Jesse. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. When Jesse was getting ready to get out, he was. Oh, we got to bring. This is going to lead into something cool.
All right.
When Jesse was getting ready to get out, you know, a lot of us can. Oh, Jerry Traffney, JT from Jerry from Freebird.
Freebird Auto, the sponsor.
We love Freebird Auto. The car's still running and it's great.
The car's still running.
We
It's
saw
great.
your booth over at New Freedom the other day.
Thanks for the warranty, brother.
Yeah, triple warranty all the way.
Buy that warranty, people.
Don't forget the Gap. Gap insurance is important.
He put on there because at Graham Unit we had the bench outside the back of the unit. We used to sit back out there and have those kind of things, those kind of talks. But Jesse was telling me before he got out, I can't make money in recovery. I can't do this. You know, I'm going to go work in a fucking mine or whatever the fuck it was. And I'm going to do all this other shit. And obviously he worked there for one day. We talked about it already.
Yeah.
He quit. He was fucking miserable and he came back to work in recovery. He's doing pretty well. Well, before we started this podcast, we were talking and you said, when you got out of prison, go ahead.
Called you a goat head.
Well, there was a group of you guys, 12 guys or something, that were sober, got sober together.
Yep.
And six of them went to go work in the mines or do something, work in the union.
Yep.
6 of them went to work in recovery.
Give or take.
And what are the stats on that?
The ones that chased the money got loaded. Yeah. The ones that, went into recovery and focused on making an impact and making a difference instead of making a living are the ones that are more successful and sober and have a better quality of life from what I've seen.
Go figure.
Yeah. Amazing.
Shocker.
Yeah.
So I got out of prison, had a bunch of money from working at Hickman's, took my family out to IHOP, $120 for pancakes and eggs, and I thought there was no fucking way I'm going to be able to work in recovery.
Well,
I was convicted.
because we heard a lot of stories of like guys getting out and they're starting out at $17 an hour. Like those are the things that like we were looking forward to it, but we were like trying to swallow that pill too before we got out.
Beyond that though, I was convicted, and the thing was, it's like I was working a solid program the entire time I was in, and I had that relationship with God, and I had that trust, and I was convicted, and I knew that I was supposed to be in this field. I knew that I had a purpose. And I just knew that I wasn't supposed to be chasing money. That's never helped me in the past. That's put me in prison 17 fucking years, selling drugs and chasing money, because that's all that mattered. Because my success was based off what I had. And today My success is based off what I can do, what I can pack into the stream of life, what I can do for others. You know, what legacy am I leaving behind? That's what matters.
Yeah.
You know, but looking at it like that, you know, like I thought I'd never make any money in recovery. I got a couple of degrees when I was in prison. Associate's degree in business management, associate's degree in computer information systems. But because I had felonies, I thought I would never be able to fucking do anything with it. Well, fast forward 10 years later, in peer support, your felonies don't matter. And the degrees helped. So the funky degrees that I got in prison that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do anything with got me $6 more an hour.
No, that's great, man.
So I started at $24 an hour instead of 18. And I was able to make a living. You know, and I just got a promotion. Now I'm making $30 an hour. I've been out of prison a year.
Well, you leaned into us, brother.
Yeah. I leaned into you.
And when you're ready to level up, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him know, Colby.
Yeah.
I'll get you out of the hourly and into the salary, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually am on salary, but that's
Oh.
what it breaks down to. Yeah. But I'm just dipping my feet in the water.
Yep.
But he's working 90 hours, so it's actually about $11.
About 11. Yeah. Hey, I did that. I calculated it after like 2.5 years of hard work, putting a whole provider on the map, right?
sure
like
did.
You taught me how to do that.
Sure did.
Yeah. Where's the thank yous for, that?
Yeah.
But anyways,
But I'm getting to help kids.
yeah. I broke
Getting
it
help
down.
kids.
I broke it down 7 days a week, answering phones, always being there, doing intakes on the weekends, doing it because I was extending myself, and my marriage fell short. Like all these things started happening, and then I broke it down. I was like, $18 an hour.
22 cents an hour.
$18.
Flip it, look at it like this, though.
And the
Working at
price of
admissions,
eggs.
how many people did you help get into
Dude,
treatment?
all
How many
Oh, yeah.
families?
dude,
How many
listen,
families did you help?
Listen,
Tons.
listen,
Dang, that's a good
listen.
fucking perspective.
I still talk to those families. There are people still sober. I get those calls all the time. That is the most rewarding aspect of it.
And you can't put a price on
Can't
that.
put a price on that.
Insurmountable.
What's somebody's life worth?
Yeah.
What's bringing somebody's dad back into their kid's life worth? What's bringing somebody's son back worth? You know, what's that? You can't, there's no value. You can't put a price on it.
I was talking to somebody today for like about an hour and a half, and we did a presentation, and they were like, they called me afterwards, and they're like, hey, I was trying to keep it together today because my son got sentenced, right? And I'm like, cool, we'll get a hold of him, we'll find out what yard he's on, we'll find out if he wants treatment, and we're gonna make things happen for him,
And we'll mentor him while he's in.
And she just broke down. That was when she started crying. That was when she had the moment. She felt so alone and so isolated,
You know what my family told me? They said I loved it when you were in prison because I knew you were safe.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah, I think I've heard that too.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's why my mom always answered the phone.
Yeah.
If I called from county, that's when she'd answer the phone.
I talked to my uncle last night. I haven't talked to this guy in fucking probably 30 years, whatever. My dad's a fireman, so everybody's an uncle.
Lane.
And lame. And I talked to him last night, and he's like, man, Georgie, your mom, and he's in New York, so he's all New York accent, and he's all, man, Georgie, your mom's over there walking on clouds. I'm like, yeah, Uncle Bobby, about fucking time. 'Cause I put that poor lady through hell.
Yeah.
So it's so awesome I'm so lucky that I was able to turn it around and be able to show her that, like, that's the most rewarding thing. And I said something at work the other day in front of one of my bosses. We were at the Capitol, and we were talking about something, and I told the guy, it was the CEO from Crossroads, from Chris. I was like, man, to be honest with you, I do this shit for free.
Yeah.
New Freedom happens to sign a paycheck for me, but I do it for free. And my boss was like, probably shouldn't say that in front of your supervisors. I was like, yeah, it might come up in a salary negotiation at some point. But
Yeah, why would you have a problem with me saying that?
no, he absolutely, he was joking around. Yeah. But it was just, I literally, I think everybody sitting at this
I
table
think
would
at
do
the end
this
of the
for
day,
free.
right? Like what it is we're just being ourselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? We're just being ourselves, and wherever we work, they just come along with us,
Oh.
right?
When you're passionate about something, you're going to give it your all.
Yeah, that's right. No matter what, all day, every day.
I go back into the prisons and jails often now, so I go inside the jails on Sunday. I go inside MRC on Monday. I go inside Perryville Tuesday during the day, and then Phoenix West Tuesday during the night. And then whatever they throw together for these resource fairs, right? The 2-day whatever. So my father had called the other day, and I missed his call because I was inside one of the prisons or jails or something, and then he's texted me, call me when you get out. And so I called him up. I'm like, what's going on, Dad? He's like, have you ever realized that you spend so much time You're free, and you spend so much time back in the jails and prisons. Why is that? And I'm like, I'm giving back. Like, nobody understands it.
Yeah.
And when I go into Perryville, one of the old cops, Herrera, when he sees me, the other day he said to me, "Why do you keep coming back here? We let you go. Why do you come back?" And he was like, I thought he was joking, but he was not joking.
Yeah.
He was like serious face, like, "Why would you come back here?" And so that's what I'm bringing up. Like, yeah, I don't, I get paid to work, but I don't ever get paid to go inside of jail or prison to bring a message,
Yeah.
like the same, like we get paid to do certain things, but that type of stuff, there's no price tag on it. Like, I would do that all day long for free. And pretty much I spend a good 10 hours a week. I know it's not a lot, but inside jails and prisons.
No.
Well, we're called to, right?
We are called to.
It says that we're to approach.
Yeah,
And
and
simple.
It does say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the reason that we're out giving back is so that way when they get out, they can stay free too.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the guy that does my Friday night class. I got a young guy that was in there, and he texted me the other day, and I've had kind of a pretty busy week.
Lame.
And he fucking lame. So he texted me the other day, and he's like, "Man, I just went and did my ex-offender packet." And he just got out. He's been out like 3 weeks. I'm like, "That's fucking awesome, dude." So then I thought about it. This guy, I did this program in prison. When I got out, this is the program I wanted to come back and be a part of. I made that happen, and now I get to run that program. So he's on the same path. So I called him. I said, "Listen, man, when you get this, because you're going to make it happen, when you get this, I'm going to hand this program to you. And it's going to be yours. And if you can handle it, like if you got the time and all that." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I want it. It's awesome. It's great." And it's really cool because that's that cycle, right?
Full circle.
Evolution.
Yeah.
We grow, we move on,
and
we open the doors for those
So,
that
that's right.
are coming behind us. And that really made my day just to see that group. I brought in some entrepreneurs for them to pitch to, kind of like Shark Tank. And one of them got out of prison, connected with one of those guys that I brought in there, just got his offer letter today from him.
Wow.
Some pretty cool stuff in the job description about helping him chase his dreams. You're not just an employee, you're going to move this stuff. That came from inside of prison.
Yeah.
And being a part of this stuff, everything we've stuck in our arms, everything I've stuck in my arm, there's nothing that even comes close to making me feel as good as this.
yeah.
I didn't stick things in my arm. I stuck stuff in my butt.
Yeah. Well,
Butt
talking about
rockets.
yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Right now.
Talking about 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
15 minutes ago. I was in your bathroom.
Yeah.
I couldn't help
Not
it.
hers, yours. Yeah.
Lane.
Lame.
Oh, how lame.
Yeah.
What's the coolest thing you got going on right now, Colby?
Uh,
What's bringing you the most joy in your life?
Other than being on the Outlaws to Advocates podcast.
well, being on George's talk show is been the highlight of my week. I couldn't wait to come to George's talk show.
Let's make a deal.
We've talked about this since I had my other apartment. She's like, "I'm coming on the talk show." Just a calendar invite. It's in her calendar invite. There's a
Lame.
talk show. Fucking lame.
Yeah. Finally, we did it.
Yeah, we finally, and
Yeah, well, that was months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had to cancel. I think we both had to cancel for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it worked out really good. Plus, you get to see the new house and come
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah.
This
Bring
is
your
cool.
baby over here and bring some joy in here. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
And I don't have one super exciting thing. Like like every day is exciting for me. Like
Yeah.
every morning I wake up and I go, "Here you go, God, take my life and my will, do whatever you want." And I get to do all kinds of cool stuff. Like, so what happened earlier today that was kind of cool is I have this little grant writer dude, and we applied for this City of Mesa opioid settlement grant. And I got the email that we are on to the next phase. So there's like 20 people that got picked. I'm one of them, and I got to go present at the City of Mesa. I had 8 minutes to talk about what I do. And I told myself on the way over there, I'm not going to talk about prison, right? Like, but I led with it. I couldn't help it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I think that it's important to understand like where my passion comes from and where my drive comes from. Like, I took for so long, and then I was incarcerated, and like that's where God worked on me. Now since I've been out, like it's my passion and my like I want to help people and I want to help their animals. So, anyways, I got to present for 8 minutes, and I really feel like they're gonna give it to me, and if they do, I'm gonna get a facility. So
That's so awesome.
that's coming.
I know somebody who's going to be really fucking happy if you get a facility.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. all the animals that are in my house are staying in my house. So all these animals that I keep saying no to because I don't have the capacity or the room, those are going to go over there. So if he thinks we're going to thin the herd, he can think again.
Oh, and it's an animal party first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Jeremy's been to my house at 5:30
like to
in the
visit.
morning.
I like to visit.
And then he's also come over for parties and stuff that we have, and it's a great time.
It is a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a dog shit on my lap.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he did.
It's great.
Yeah.
You might
I think
have
it was the
drank some milk.
glands, though. The glands,
Oh.
like, I was like, yeah. It was the one with the butt cheeks.
We're gonna have to
Oh,
send
Big
that
Booty
dog some
Judy.
treats
Big
for doing
Booty
that for
Judy.
us.
Yeah. Big Booty Judy left me a nice little treat. On
Yeah.
my lap.
That's the name of Ashley's car too.
Is it?
Big Booty Judy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this dog looks like she has a BBL, so
Definitely looks like implants.
yeah,
Oh, that's funny,
it's
man.
cool. She's not going anywhere either.
No.
No, it's just amazing, too.
Oh,
Like,
Bill, we tried, bud.
to see all these cats so social and all of them just living in that ecosystem,
Yeah.
you know, that
Don't
you
get it on the
have
couch.
in absolute harmony. There was like nothing. There was nothing negative about it. You know, there was so many dogs and cats just hanging out with each other. The most beautiful black cats too.
Yeah,
Those black cats are beautiful.
I love my black cats,
Yeah, big gold eyes.
and they're not bad luck. I don't know why people say that.
Yeah,
The doggy was playing with the baby.
it was a trip. One time I had 40 pounds of weed in my kitchen. And I'm sitting there conflicted, and I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to take this. I know I'm not supposed to take this. And my door was cracked. A big old black cat walked in, looked at me, walked out. And I'm like, that was so weird. I walk out, there's no cat. 8 hours later, I was in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good luck, though.
Yeah, it is good luck.
Yeah.
It is good luck.
Yeah, you can't teach that feeling.
You can't.
Can't teach that feeling.
Yeah.
Getting locked up, looking at a big piece, having to go through that. Can't teach it.
Thank God, dude. I don't know anybody that wants to fucking learn that one.
Yeah, it was Eric Thomas. I seen him speaking to some people, and he said, that homelessness and digging in ashtrays became his greatest asset.
Can't teach it.
Can't teach it.
Catherine said she's going to be really happy if you get a facility.
Yay. Me too.
Yeah.
Tell Catherine I just loaded up on some Narcan, and I'll see her Tuesday.
Sure, she heard it. Yeah, I should be back 2 Tuesdays. I'm almost done with my math class, man. Almost done. I can't wait to get back out to Eris.
I met with
love it.
NAU, and she did all my stuff. I'm 6 credits short from the 90-30.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I have like all my general studies. I have my associates in applied science, but I'm just too short. So, which is fine. It's only going to cost $16,000 for me to get my bachelor's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good stuff, man.
No, it's good. Dude, you want to talk about miracles? I'll be the first man by blood in my immediate family to break the addiction cycle and graduate from a major university because it's happening. And that's fucking a miracle.
It sure is.
It is addiction has plagued my family on my mom's side. Like none of the men, like my brother and I are like the first who said, okay, like this has got to stop.
Yeah, I seen Jason today, too. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
I
dude.
love him so much.
I do too. So does Boo. Boo just loves
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's great, man. So as we get to wrapping up here, Colby, what's something you want to leave everybody with? Parting shot, parting words.
I would like to tell everybody that you are blessed and highly favored and that you are here for a reason. Please don't sell yourself short. If you fell down today, get up tomorrow. If you're struggling, reach out. There's people that will help you. If you need a couples rehab, we know of one.
We do. We do know of one.
And if you need to talk, like call one of us. I'm not really a talker so much, but this guy will talk to you on the phone for a whole hour and a half.
480-628-0867.
Yeah, he will. I think you're a talker too, aren't you?
Jesse's number is
480-735-9570.
Yeah. And I'm a texter, so I can get you into treatment like that, but I don't really want to talk. So 480-849-1192. Text me. But anyways, if you're struggling, reach out.
Yeah.
And just know that you're not alone. We're all here. That's what I wanted to say.
That's awesome, man.
And
Yeah.
don't email me.
Don't send an email.
Don't
send me a text. We'll get it done. I'm like you, though. I want to get to the point. How can I help? Let's get that figured out. Let's move forward.
Well, that's because we're from New York.
Yeah.
That's why. That's what it is. We're
It's kind of in
Every now and then I break
Genetic.
weak and go,
Lane.
seriously,
lame.
it's gotta stop.
Lane.
It's lane.
and I hate too when I'm on the phone and someone calls and then I'm like, they're like, call me when you're done, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what's the subject? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just call. I want to know like what we're talking about. And then they won't tell me, and then I call them, and then I'm trapped on the phone for 37 minutes, and I hate that. So let's just text.
Then I can choose when I'm going to respond.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you driving all the way out here because I know you come from deep out in the East.
I do.
And you came all the way out here to see us and to hang out with us. And you brought your family out here. You brought generations of your family out here.
I did that.
It's a huge compliment. It's really, I meant to what I said. It's really cool to hear a kid's voice yelling through the house. If it fucked up the podcast or they heard it, it's joy. That's what you hear in the background. It's fucking joy.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome, man. So thank you for coming out here and spending time with us, hanging out with us. We definitely, this is the most social thing we've gotten to do in a long time. So we got to be a little bit more intentional about getting together socially and hanging out.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely love to see you again.
I've had the privilege.
Yeah,
Had the
it was
privilege.
a real privilege.
We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.